everybody, this is Cristi McGowan with the Waco home team at Centex Realtors, and I'm sitting here with Misty Roberts with Reliant Energy. She is our move concierge, and I love referring my clients to you because you take such great care of them and you really get into what their personal situation is. And so I just really appreciate you holding their hand. You know, right around closing time it can be very chaotic. So I really appreciate all you do, and I wanted to take a little bit of your time to find out a little bit more about electricity services. We have so many people that are relocating to the area to start off with, and services may be different where they're coming from versus in Texas we have that whole deregulation thing, and I know that happened a long time ago, but it's still so confusing. So tell us exactly what's going on with that and how that works.
Okay. Well, first, thanks for referring your clients to me because I enjoy working with each and every one of them. It's my pleasure. And whenever there's a lot of people now that are relocating to Texas, so there's a lot of things you really have to be careful and look for in making sure that you're choosing the right electricity provider. Basically, since the deregulations occurred, even though it has been a while back, Texas is the only state right now that is deregulated. So people that are moving here are faced with thousands of different companies that they can choose from. And when choosing those different companies, you do have to be very careful because most of your companies are looking to get you into contracts. And with those contracts, you just really have to be careful and aware of what you're getting yourself into when it comes to rate-wise. One of the main differences that a lot of people aren't aware of is that in Texas we have your main distribution providers. Basically, really what that means is, for instance, in our area, we have Encore. Encore is a company that actually handles all of the lines, the meters. So they're the ones that actually do the connections and disconnections. So when you're really looking for an electric company, basically you're just looking for a billing provider. Because Encore actually is the one that does all the work. If you have a power outage, it's Encore that you're going to call.
Okay.
So Encore actually tacks on fees regardless of which company you're going with. And those fees can really make a difference in the rates that you're paying, which I think we're going to probably talk about here in just a minute because it's really important to know what type of plan that you're getting into and to really know the difference in what you're looking for when it comes to rates. A lot of companies will throw a rate out there, but that's not what actually shows up on your bill. I see that happen a lot. So, you know, one of my main goals, especially working with you and your clients and other clients, is just to make sure that they have a really good understanding of what's going to be on the bill, what's being charged, and what to look for when choosing your electric provider.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is that when you move to Texas, you are actually choosing two different providers. Well, you've got two different providers. You've got the main provider that does the lines and the meters, and you really don't have a choice there. Then you've got a billing provider that actually accounts for your usage and then applies a rate to that and then delivers the bill and services the account. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you said there are thousands, and I know there are thousands of different companies, and they've all got a different marketing platform. So how do you choose a provider?
The most important thing is when shopping around, there's basically two different rates that you always want to look for. And that your most important thing is your electric provider, which is the billing provider. They actually have an energy charge. The energy charge is what you're actually being billed by your electric company. The other rate is the average rate, and the average rate is probably the most important to pay attention to when you're shopping around because the average rate is going to take your energy charge, which your electric provider's billing you, and it's going to average in all of the different rates from Encore, which Encore tacks on like 3.23 cents per kilowatt on top of what you're being charged. So as you can see, that makes a big difference in your overall billing. So whenever shopping for electricity, make sure that you're comparing average rates, not the energy charge, as well as making sure that you really pay attention to the tiers of the program that you're getting into. A lot of people aren't aware that most of your electricity plans are based on tiers of usage.
Okay.
And that's something that's not really disclosed very often by a lot of different companies. So most of your electric plans are based on 2,000 kilowatts. Well, there's a lot of households that really don't hit that 2,000 kilowatts. So the rate that you think that you're getting is not what you're paying because you're falling below that 2,000 watt tier, which bumps your rate up. So it's really important to discuss the average rate as well as the usage tiers to make sure that you really find a plan that's tailored to fit your budget as well as your household usage.
Okay, yeah, so we get a lot, as agents, we get a lot of questions, while we're representing sellers from buyers wanting to know, well, how much are your utilities? And, they may be a family of 4, and my sellers are a family of 2, and lifestyle kind of plays into it. So how do you really, is that tier, does that kind of make a difference, or how do they figure that out?
Well, especially with your people that are relocating, which we have a lot of people relocating here to the Waco area, I think it's important to make sure that when looking for electric providers, you also find an electric company that provides you the necessary resources to monitor your usage so that you have the ability to keep track of what you're using. For instance, with our company, Reliant, we have a 90-day grace period, so that allows you to actually get into that house, monitor what you're using, actually see on a monthly basis how many kilowatts you're using. If you're, consistently going over 2,000 kilowatts, then we want to change you to a plan that's going to fit that usage so you get the best rate. If you're always going under 2,000 kilowatts, we want to put you on a different type of plan that's going to tailor it towards low usage just to make sure you're getting the best rate at all times. And then make sure they have the technology available to you. Now there's apps, weekly emails that show you exactly how much you're using. So that way you have complete control over what you're using and you have the ability to monitor that and to control it and basically control your own electric bill with that technology.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are, we set it and forget it, but, not really realizing that we have control over, manipulating any of that, but the new technology makes that possible. So tell me what makes Reliant unique.
Well, unfortunately, I guess luckily, Reliant fits all of these categories. As a move concierge, of course, I can do same-day connections. So if you have, I know closings are a time that are stressful, confusing, a lot of stuff going on. If you forget to turn on the electricity, I can have it on for you the same day.
Wow.
You're also going to get personalized service. So instead of having to call into call centers, talk to a lot of different people, go through the automated service, if you call me directly, then I'll provide you personalized service. Call my cell phone, you can text me. I'll make sure that we take care of you from beginning to end. We fit the technology aspects. We have an app that's awesome. It allows you to monitor your daily, weekly, monthly usage. You can even make your payments through the app. So the convenience factor is awesome there. We'll get a weekly email that shows you how much you've used, exactly what your bill is projected to be for that month. And then anytime you need to make changes, just contact me directly, and I'll make sure that we take care of you from beginning to end. When it's time to renew the plan, you can also contact me instead of having to call into the call centers, and I'll make sure that we make it fast, convenient, and beneficial for you.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I appreciate your time this morning. I know video's pretty nerve-wracking in and of itself, but I think you've given us a lot of great information. I really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Waco Home Team's Homeowner Corner, I guess. I don't know, we're still working out the name. You can comment below on what you think we should call this little series. But again, my name is Cristi McGowan with the Waco Home Team at RE/MAX. Please message us if you have more questions. Thanks so much and have a great day.
Thanks.